Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Memorial Day service. This year is a little bit different. We're recording a service for online distribution from our Hondo. Normally, Reverend Mukojima is out in the community participating in interfaith services with other faith-based organizations throughout the county. With COVID-19, we are all sheltering in place, and we're presenting our Memorial Day service from our Hondo online today. Our service will start with the ringing of Kansho, followed by the chanting of Jusege. After that, the Dharma School 5th and 6th grade class will present the Golden Chain. We will have a Dharma message from Reverend Mukojima, and then closing remarks. Thank you for joining us today online.
Namanda, Butsanamanda, 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 Butsanamanda.
Shig
一生天理し人力現代公不償無才道少女三愚名交際集約難回避知恵言名詞根門案永息小悪道通達税宗門高僧上満足異様老実法日月集中期天候音部言一種解放像公正苦毒法両方大集中説法ししく供養一切部具足種特本元年出上満特異三概要如無無下地通達未不上願学営理都市最小尊志願若公が大戦の感動高級書店におうちみょうけNamanda, Butsanamanda, 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 Butsanamanda.
And now the 5th and 6th grade class will present the Golden Chain.
I am a link in the golden chain of love that stretches around the world.
I must keep my link bright and strong.
I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself.
I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts,
say pure and beautiful words,
and do pure and beautiful deeds,
knowing that my actions will result in not only my happiness or unhappiness,
but also the happiness or unhappiness of others as well.
May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love be bright and strong.
And may we all attain perfect peace.
Please join us in Gasho. Namo Midapsu.
Namo Midapsu.
Namo Midapsu.
Namo Midapsu.
Namo Midapsu.
Namo Midapsu.
Namanda, 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 Namanda. A person with a shinjin wouldn't say hurtful words to fellow members' followers and is sure to gain a peaceful mind. This is because Amida Buddha vows that all the sentient beings who have been touched by the Buddha's light will become relaxed and gentle in body and mind. Contrary, without changing, one will be wrapped up in one's own self-centeredness, speaking hurtful words that are bound to result in conflict with others. Namanda, 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 Namanda. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mountain View Buddhist Temple's online service. I hope you are keeping safe and healthy. As you know, we were supposed to participate in the Community Memorial Day service at the Alta Mesa Cemetery in Palo Alto this morning and at the Oak Hill Memorial Park in San Jose tomorrow. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've had to cancel these miracle services this year. Even last year, we had to cancel them because of the rainy weather. So I know that there are many of you who will be sorry to miss these events for 2 consecutive years. These gatherings are unique interfaith community services where both Christian and the Buddhist perspectives are shared. I really appreciate this tradition, which brings together the families and the friends of the veterans who have passed before us, so that we may express our deepest feelings of respect and gratitude to them for their efforts in protecting our freedom throughout the world. For those who attended these special events, we come together to remember the honor and the sacrifice of those family members and the friends who have served our country, both in times of war and in peace. Nowadays, we have a Memorial Day service not only for the deceased beloved family members, deceased veterans, but also for all the beloved relatives and friends whom we wish to remember as well. But especially on this day, we should think deeply about world peace as we honor our deceased veterans. Although we cannot have this meaningful gathering at the cemetery today as in the past, each one of us should make Memorial Day a day filled with the deepest feelings of gratitude for all the veterans. Okay? A couple of years ago, my dad in Japan sent some books to my kids. They are nice books which my kids enjoy reading, every night before going to bed. Among them is a book about the Earth, so I picked it up and looked through it. I saw a photograph of the Earth as seen from space and was stunned by its beauty. Unlike the globe, but what struck me most was that the national borders were nowhere to be found. Unlike the globe, which shows the national borders, political divisions, the Earth, as photographed from space, has no borders. Seeing the blue orb of the Earth floating in the darkness of the universe, it's easy to see that the different national borders are just man-made lines reflecting our selfish nature and a sense of territory. Therefore, nothing is more beautiful and precious than the image of our planet shining brightly without border lines. As some of you may remember, 50 years ago at 1 p.m. on April 13th, 1970, Apollo 13 took off for the moon with the goal of landing on its surface for the third time. But as the crew approached their target, an oxygen tank exploded. It was such a serious accident. There was only a 10% probability that the spacecraft would be able to return to Earth safely. But thousands of people at NASA worked without sleep or rest to save the crew. As the result of their efforts, Apollo 13 re-entered the Earth's atmosphere after 87 hours after its launch, and the entire crew did return safely. This miraculous return is called successful failure. Later, these events became a movie called Apollo 13, starring Tom Hanks. Have you ever seen this movie? I really enjoyed it and was very impressed by the crew's courage as they strove to overcome their difficulties. It reminded me again of the greatness of humanity. Do you remember who the captain of Apollo 13 was? Yes, he was James Lovell. He became one of the most famous Americans in the world. Now, I'd like to share with you a part of his commencement speech at the University of Wisconsin in 2018. He said, "When I circled the moon and I looked back at the Earth, my outlook on life and my viewpoint of Earth changed. By holding up my hand at arm's length, I could completely blot out our planet with my thumb. And I suddenly realized how insignificant we all are. My impression of Earth was one of an incredibly beautiful blue and white ball, much like a Christmas tree ornament hung in an absolutely black sky. You see the blue of the water and the white of the clouds. You don't see Los Angeles nor even New York. You don't see boundaries or people, no whites, no blacks, no French, no Greeks, no Christians, no Jews. The Earth looks completely uninhabited, and yet you know that on spaceship Earth there lives over 6 billion astronauts, all seeking about the same things from life. When viewed in total, Earth is a spaceship just like Apollo. We are all the crew of spaceship Earth. And just like Apollo, the crew must learn to live and work together. We must learn to manage the resources of this world with new imagination. The future is up to you. When I first heard his message, I was very impressed by the depth of his words. Of all the people who have traveled through space as astronauts, every one of them has said, Earth is so beautiful. Of course, the rest of us have seen the Earth as seen from space on the photo or YouTube. But we have never been out in space to see Earth with naked eyes. So we are not able to confirm that the beauty of our planet is real. That's why those fortunate enough, like the Captain James Lovell, to have actually seen our home planet from outer space can truly understand, without selfishness, how important it is to treasure and understand one another's lives on this beautiful earth. In human evolution, our predecessors used to live in trees. Then, after many years, they came down from a tree and started hunting and collecting. During that time of living in trees, there seemed to be no territorial conflict. But when they started keeping livestock and agriculture, the territorial conflict began because of possession, accumulation, and the defense. Since then, the history of mankind shows repeated competition and conflict over territory, so that now the seeds of discord have been sown all over the world. How sad it is. I heard from somebody that when we compare humans to birds, even birds with their strong sense of territoriality don't fight over their territory, as much as humans do. He said that there is a famous island in Scotland called Bass Rock, which is home to migratory birds. When the bird called brown booby builds a nest there, it fights ferociously for its space. But once it sits on its nest, booby doesn't try to extend its territory beyond the limits its beak can reach. Unlike humans, these birds never compete to hold an area bigger than that of its neighbor. Humans think hard about and decide on the national and the political divisions which must be maintained in order to avoid conflict caused by our lust for power and the limitless desires for possessions. But conflict occurs again and again because of these borderlines. There exist not only borders which we can see, but also invisible ones as well. Of course, we have these kinds of borders in our thinking. We love a person who takes sides with us, but hate a person who doesn't. Although we treasure harmony, friendship, unity, and trust on our side, we also tend to attack, expel, slander, and block those on the other. And furthermore, over the past few years, there have been quite a few hate crimes committed by the citizens in various parts of the country, in addition to discrimination against the specific races or religious groups. There have been those whose negative attitude toward the handicapped or against LGBTQ people to have caused them to slander or even attack innocent people. How sad it is. Amida Buddha has grieved to see all of us living selfishly and building borders, both outside and within, without opening our heart and mind to all people. That's why Amida Buddha established the boundless Pure Land to show us how important it is to share our lives with each other with respect, acceptance, and trust. In the opening meditation, I shared with you a saying recorded on the life of Renyo Shonin. Renyo was the 8th head priest of our Honganji. This is how he describes the virtue of a person with shinjin, or awareness of Buddha's wish. A person with shinjin wouldn't say hurtful words to fellow Nembutsu followers, and is sure to gain a peaceful mind. This is because Amida Buddha vows that all sentient beings who have been touched by the Buddha's light will become relaxed and gentle in body and mind. Contrarily, without shinjin, one would be wrapped up in one's own self-centeredness, speaking hurtful words that are bound to result in conflict with others. So, if we attain shinjin, or awareness of Buddha's wish, our minds will be opened, our complaints and discontentment turn into gratitude, and will be able to accept others. And furthermore, we'll be able to cultivate a mind of compassion and loving kindness, which understands others by imagining ourselves in another's place. So we can respect others, be considerate of others, offer a helping hand to needy people, and not to hurt the feelings of others. I believe that the mind of compassion and loving kindness is the only way which man-made line, man-made borders can be broken down. We should remember that the Nembutsu teaching makes us realize this important lesson, because Nembutsu is Amida Buddha's light of wisdom, which leads us to the way of awakening to become a true human with respect and compassion. I hope all of us will remember the captain of Apollo 13, James Lovelock's message, and that we'll try to take down our borders and live with respect, love, and support for one another, because we astronauts live on spaceship Earth. Okay? Please remember all of our beloved family members and the veterans who have passed before us sincerely want us to create a world of peace and happiness to hand down to our children and grandchildren as our precious Mother Earth. Again, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to my Dharma message this morning. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together in Gassho. A person with a shinjin wouldn't say hurtful words to fellow Nembutsu followers, and is sure to gain a peaceful mind. This is because Amida Buddha vows that all beings who have been touched by the Buddha's light will become relaxed and gentle in body and mind. Contrarily, without shinjin, one would be wrapped up in one's own self-centeredness, speaking hurtful words that are bound to result in conflict with others. Namanda, butz 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 namanda, butz.
Thank you, Sensei, for your Dharma message today. As we all realize that in these times now with so many things happening, there's rush to reopen and there's caution that needs to be taken, that it can be a very confusing world with many opinions and many sides that are essentially also like borders that can be drawn. And hopefully that these borders don't exist and that they can find a way, and we can all find ways to mutually come to agreement on the right things to do with the best knowledge that we have available at the time. I think the difficulties that we all face and society is facing as a whole right now is just the amount of new information that keeps coming out and changing. And as we know from our practice of Buddhism, impermanence is a fact that we all must accept and embrace. So therefore, frustration that can come from the changing of things needs to be dealt with equanimity. We need to take a step back and observe it for what it is and accept the reality of the impermanence and changing environment. As we all move forward safely, I hope that we can all find peace and tranquility amongst ourselves and with everyone else in our community. Thank you for your attention today. I'd like to close today's service at this time. Thank you.